Hey everyone, I'm Ryan. You're watching 60 Cycle Hum, and this video is sponsored by Daddario strings. I've got two packs here that are wildly different from each other. I can tell just by the actual weight of them and how thick the packaging is with the product inside of it, just how different these strings are. On my right hand side, I've got extra super light nickel wounds here that range from 8 to 38. Basically doll hair strings. And on my left, I've got extra heavy gauge optimized for C tuning nickel wounds, going from 12 all the way up to 60. It's like telephone cable here. It feels like it's like 4 times heavier than this string, just the weight of the packaging. So anyways, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put the heaviest 3 strings from here, the lowest strings, into the low position on the guitar, and then I'm going to put the lightest 3 strings from the light pack into the lighter position on the guitar. And I'm going to try to play it, see what it sounds like, and then after that I'm going to swap out those light strings for the heavier 3 strings from the light pack. So we'll have a mixture of the low strings from one pack and the low strings from another pack, which will, like, if you follow the gauges, will almost equal out like a normal balanced pack. Let's see where it overlaps. So I'd be replacing the 20 with the 15 from this pack, and then the 10 and the 8 where there would be a 16 and 12. So actually the low strings in the light gauge pack are lighter than the light strings in the heavy gauge pack. So it might actually work out just fine. Anyways, let's get started. Here is the normal strings and a dry signal from my Firefly single cut here with a P90 and a wraparound bridge. Dead simple guitar to do this experiment with. That's why I picked it. Already out of tune. It wants new strings. Let's do a big strummed power chord just to have a point of reference for that. All right, it's new string time. All right, lowest 3 strings are on. They are comically large. The low E and A, whatever I end up tuning them to, are sitting on top of the nut, not even sitting in the nut slots. I could grind them out right now, but I kind of just want to see how they're going to play first. Time to put on this doll hair now. The 8s. I'm half afraid that with this tension imbalance on the neck, the whole neck is just going to twist like a piece of licorice. Here's the highest E. It really does feel like doll hair. I had a set of 8s on a guitar a while back, and I had to change them because it was just way too light for me. Uncomfortably light. Time to tune it up. All right, here we are. Got this ridiculous mixed set of strings here. The low strings are so heavy, the 2 lows don't even sit in the nut slots. They sit above the nut slots. I could file those down right now, but I don't think it's going to make a huge difference. Here's a big open G chord. Already out of tune because, of course, I just changed the strings. What am I expecting? I'll stretch them out here a bit and retune. I'm honestly kind of surprised how not unusual it sounds. You'd think there'd be a huge jump in tone or output from the D to that much higher, lighter gauge G. see how it does with a little bit of drive here. I mean, you can tell that there's more darkness and more low end from that D versus the brighter G. But it really doesn't sound that unusual. It really is just like a more like a low end presence thing going on with the lower string. I mean, the feel is bizarre. This guitar feels really strange right now. It's like playing baritone on the low strings, and like I've said a couple times now, like playing doll hair. I mean, the output does feel a little bit anemic from the high string. Let's throw some distortion on here. Some weird notes in there. Yeah, it really sounds fine. I mean, it's falling out of tune. But I just changed the strings. Do I like any of this? I don't know. I don't like strings this heavy or this light. So I don't like any of this. I will say those high strings are way more bendy. The low strings don't feel like they want to bend at all. Man, I really got to rip into that low. It takes 2 fingers to bend. Let's throw on some reverb. And a little drive. I mean, this is basically Dick Dale gauge strings here. I feel like I should be djenting or something. Let's throw on a bunch of distortion. I know I'm not djenting. I'm just doing some drop D stuff here. All right, now I want to put the low strings from the extra super light pack into the G, B, E position on this guitar. I'm hoping the guitar survives it. I'll probably do the C tuning like it recommends. But I'm also curious to find out what it's like having a wound G and whoa, they're all gonna be wound. I'm gonna have a guitar with all wound strings on it. This is basically gonna be like a bass 6, right? This is gonna be a trip. Okay, here we go. Oh man, that was a bit of an adventure here. Oh man, there's a reason why guitars aren't strung this way. All right, let's talk about the gauges we're going through here. We've got a 60, 46, 34. That's the top three strings. Then we've got a 38. It backtracks to a 38, a 21, and a 15. Absolutely ridiculous. Getting this thing in tune was probably the scariest thing I've done in a long time. I actually snapped the high string here, trying to get it up to a C tuning. I gave up on C tuning. I had a replacement string that I was able to track down from another pack. This a 20 versus a 21, so it's a little lighter. Sorry guys. So I threw that on there and I tuned it up to A. The guitar is in A now with all wound strings. Let's see what it sounds like clean. The tension is all over the map to the super heavy low strings are actually pretty light and loose and comfortable at this tuning. Like, I get that this pack of strings, this super heavy pack of strings, is made for this tension. The other strings are not. They are super tight right now. Like I said, that high string broke because I was tuning it to C. And it just feels really tight. I'd be afraid to do a bend on one of these things right now because I think I might be able to snap. The jump from the third string to the fourth string, with the third string being slightly heavier, feels really unnatural. The string's actually sitting on top of the nut instead of being on the slot next to the fourth string, which is in the slot. I mean, I essentially have a bass here at this point. Let's try some drive. Here's a tube screamer. I can tell I'm already out of tune. I don't even know what to do with this. It's not intonating at all. The whole thing falls apart up the fretboard. Now I'm in drop G. This is stupid. Let's throw on some reverb. It's having so much trouble staying in tune with these strings. Oh, what should I do now? Should I do anything? I've been recording here for like an hour and a half. It just never sounds quite right. Like the single note runs are fun, but the chording, sometimes it sounds beautiful and sometimes it just falls apart. Well, anyways, this has been a lot of fun. Huge thanks to Daddario for sponsoring this content and getting me these 2 packs of strings to mix together at great personal risk. I'm honestly afraid to leave this thing sitting in the garage tuned up as it is because it feels like I'm holding a bomb. Like these lower high strings here are just so tight. I'm afraid they're just going to snap one day and explode and take up my whole garage here. All right, so I'm going to play out with some more ridiculous high gain stuff. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, dislike, leave me a rude, nasty comment. Support us on Patreon, blah, blah, blah. Click the links for the sponsor down below to Daddario. Daddario. They make strings. They make all kinds of other stuff. They're a cool company. They've been sponsoring us. So you should go check out their stuff just to thank them for making content that you like possible. All right, bye, everybody. Stay grounded.